All right, so so this 4 now, as you can see, when I run this code, 4 is being displayed here, meaning that there's actually no error with this. So why did I then say string is only applicable to alphabet? Because that's what it is. String is actually only applicable to alphabet. You can see what I have here. String, you can be writing these things down as your notes. Now string, we have alphabet, they take quote, which is single or double. Why integers? Now numbers are called integers, which is int for short, right? They don't take quote. So when I run this code print 4, I got 4 here. Why am I not having any error? Well, the reason we are going to see now. Let's say there's something called operation, right, which is what I've explained here. Operation are like the arithmetics in which we do, right? So plus, minus, divide, multiplication, those things, they are operations. You can say to add numbers together, we use plus. To subtract, we use minus. To divide, we use slash, which is what you see here. Then to multiply, we use asterisk. Please, we don't use x, we don't use times like this. We use the asterisk like that. So let's say I want to print let's say something, print in quotes 4 plus 8, 87 as an example. I end with this. Now let me run this code. When I add 4 plus 87, normally in mathematics I'm supposed to have 91, right? But now look at what I have. I have 4 plus 87 exactly. Now why do I have this? Now I would like you guys to answer the question yourself, so please pause this video and see if you can actually get to answer this question. But if you can't, yes, this is the answer. Now the answer is because when you use quotes, right, flutter doesn't really, or that, right? So whenever I say flutter and that, please, I'm using them intertwined. Sometimes I make a mistake to do that. So that doesn't really see any number you wrap in a quote as a number anymore. So that is now seeing it as an alphabet. So that means when I have, you can see the way I have this hello word, and each individual element in this hello word, they get printed because everything is wrapped, right, with a quote. That's the same way this thing will get printed, because everything is wrapped in double quote or in quote, right? So that means if I want to print numbers, I am not supposed to use quote. So let's say 4 plus 87, exactly the same, and then I print. So let's see what I'm going to have. So 4 plus 87 now, without the quote, I have 91, meaning that integers don't require quotes, right? Integers don't require quotes. But if you use the quote, you are not going to get error, but you can't really use that for an operation, basically. I hope that's understood. So now, what if we have something like this? Print, I have a quote, then I have a number like 56, then I have a plus like this, then I have another quote, then I have another number like 90 as an example. Then I put this at the back. Okay, so format it. Then I run this code. Now I would like you to pause this video and guess what you think you have. Force it. So you can see what we have. If this is what you guessed, then you're awesome, right? So now I have a quote 56, which is like a string because there's a quote. I have another quote which is 90, another string, right, because of the quote. Now when these two strings are added together, they are not really added together as an operation. Even with the plus that I have there, I'm not really adding it together as an operation. What I'm doing here is that I'm concatenating them together. I'm only joining them. So when you use plus for quote, what you are doing is just that you are just joining. You are not really adding. Let's see another number. Let's use actual alphabet. Let's say good, then I have a plus, I have another string, I have by, goodbye. Now I have the good and I have the by, which is like the 56 and the 89, and I have the plus. So since these two things are string, then this is not a plus, this is a concatenator, right? So when I run it, I will have something like goodbye, because this will be joined together, right? Because it will be joined together. So now let me quickly ask a question. What if I want to have a space between the good and the by? What do I do? What if I want to have a space? Or let's do something else. Let's say we have another print, then we have welcome, I have a plus, to I have a plus, I have a plus, flutter, and that class as an example. Put this at the back. Now when I run this, you know what happens. Everything will be joined together because I'm concatenating. I will be joining everything together. But this is not what I want to get. I want to have welcome space, to space, my, and so on and so forth. How do I do that? I want you guys to figure it out. Pause this video and figure out an answer to this. If you get it, that's cool. But if you don't, I'll show you the answer. So pause this video. Alright, so what do I do to actually put space? Now let's go to this thing I have in my console. This is my console, right? This is what we call a console, because this is where my thing is being coming out from. Alright, so now basically all these things you see here, they are what we call CLI. This thing you see here is what we call the CLI. Let me put it here. CLI. What does CLI mean? It means command line interface. It means what? Command line interface, right? CLI, because they allow me to punch in something. It's more like on a line and I get my answer. Basically, I just want you to see it like that. So now look at this console. Now between this E and this T, I would like to put a space here. Between this O and this M, I would like to put a space. Between this Y and this F, I would like to put a space. Now this is E here and this is T here. I would like to put a space in between, but I can't put a space here. It doesn't work here, right? So the question is, where does the space work? Now the space works in the quote. Since I'm putting a single space in between the E and the T, it's either I put it here after the E, or I choose to put it here before the T. When I did like that, the space automatically appear between the E and the T, right? But let me just put it between the E and the quote like this. So when I put it here and I run, let's see what I'm going to have. Let's see what I'm going to. You can see there's that space, and if you put it here too, but if you put another one here, it becomes 2. It becomes 2, which is not what we want to achieve. We only need 1, right? So that's why you have to only put it in one of both. This is a 2 spacing. This is 2 spacing. You can see it's like kind of big. So yes, I don't want it like this, so I'm going to be removing 1. Then I want to put it also between the O and the M. I'll choose to put it here. I also want to put it between the Y and the F. I want to put it here. So when I save this, automatically this will format itself and it gives me my answer, right? I think it looks good better like this. So the last thing we'll be doing here under operation and print is, let me print operation. This number plus this number minus this number. Of course, you can have numbers, then you can have alphabets, then divided by, of course the divide should look like this, the /, then I'll have this. So there's an I here. You can see I can't have the I because this is number. When I do this, there's something we are going to get. This definitely, because I only guessed number, so this gives me a decimal number, right? In that, decimal number are called double. Decimal number are called double. If this is Python now, we call it float, but this is that they are called double. So I would like you to just tell a story using print. My name is this, print this, print this, print this, print. Just print as much as you can. So let me see. But before I end this class, there's one thing that I would like to quickly do, and that is, we are going to be doing this in the next class. Thank you. So I would like you to just print as much as you can, then post it in the group. If you have any question for me, please add it in the group and I'll be there to answer your question. See you tomorrow.